Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So some of you might be kind of screwed up on the days because I was screwed up on the days. This is why I usually do these 21 days starting the first of the month and going till the 21st because it's easy to remember the date. But I start, day 6 was actually Saturday and I had that down as day 7. So these couple days are kind of goofy, but that's what it is. So today is actually day 8. And tomorrow will be day 9. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Today's the 8th. So anyway, we're going to catch up here. As far as, we're not behind, but do the dates properly. So it's kind of hilarious. Anyway, I wanted to read first before I do today's out of the 365 days. Because I have no idea what it's going to say, but I like to read out of this occasionally. So it's 365 Days to Embracing Forbidden Emotions, a daily guide to peace and fulfillment, written by me and my daughter, Bailey. So today, November 29th, we must be willing to let go of the life. I love how this works. We must be willing to let go of the life we planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Joseph Campbell. This speaks to letting go of all the plans I have for my life. Letting go of all the goals set to put these plans into play. Wow. I love how this works. And Alicia, thank you for this topic. I literally had no idea what this was going to say today. So, and given today's tapping, it's really appropriate. So I'm going to start over this. We must be willing to let go of the life we planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Joseph Campbell. This speaks to letting go of all the plans I have for my life, letting go of all the goals set to put the plans into play. This is counterintuitive to what the world teaches, and yet, if I've done any contemplating through this book, then I might be opening up to there being a force of good, and this force of good has a plan just for me. As I release the learned limits the world has placed on me, I learn to let go of how I think life should be. As I do this, I might find there really could be a life waiting for me. What if the force of good is ready, willing, and able to guide me to the life waiting for me? Thought for the day? What if there is a life waiting for me to live? A life that is calling me forward. Wow. Honestly, it just blows me away because I was like, I get the impulse. I haven't read this. I think I read it one other day and I was like, I think I'm just going to read out of the thing today and see what it says. For today is about, moving forward with goals and plans that I have in place and habits. So what I say often is very counterintuitive to what the world says because I personally feel like I've woken up from that nightmare a bit. I keep waking up. I am not a big goal setter. And what I mean is I don't have a list of goals that I sit down and write. I think it was Marianne Williamson. I was in Mexico when I was reading A Return to Love. And it was the first time I ever heard somebody say, I don't set goals. And I was like, wow, it was such a relief to me. Now that said, there are people that set goals and it works really, really great for them. How I quote set goals is like my daughters and I are now starting this little kind of business together. Sorry, somebody keeps calling. I have goals about like, okay, I've got to get the S Corp set up. So I know that, and then my one daughter is going to get the email set up and then we're going to, we'll once a week we'll get together and we'll go through module 1. But I don't plan out like the next 5 years of my life. That's just not the way I do it. And there is nothing wrong with doing it that way. The problem is when we're beating ourselves up for not having goals and plans in place. That's when it gets wonky. And Alicia, that's what I would guess is kind of happening with you because maybe you're someone who sets goals differently. Maybe you're not the type of person that, hey, A plus B equals C for me. Maybe you do free flow more. Maybe you get a project going and then you know, okay, I need to get this done. And that in its own way is goal setting. So I don't know the way it works for you, but what I would tell you is if you are down on yourself about not setting goals and you're telling yourself that you should, that's the place to start. Because could you be in resistance to goals? Absolutely. But could it also be that it's non-resonant for you? Absolutely. So no one else knows what that is for you except you, and you probably don't even know what that is right now. But what I do know and understand is just the first step you need to do is release the judgment of self and any stress you feel around not doing the thing that you tell yourself you should do. So let's tap, karate chop. Even though I'm not doing this thing that I tell myself I should do, maybe I'm in resistance, or maybe the truth is I'm discovering this doesn't resonate for me. I choose to acknowledge my confusion now. Even though I have a conflict right now, I tell myself I should set goals. I should be consistent with my habits. But I'm not. I deeply and profoundly honor myself and my conflict now. I don't know if that's 2 or 3, but go to the eyebrow. I'm not consistent. But the truth is, I'm shoulding on myself. And I'm really down on myself about this. I'm telling myself I should set these goals. I should be consistent with my habits. But I'm not right now. And what if the most important first step here is to free myself, even just a little bit, from the stress and pressure that I've learned to put on myself around setting goals and being consistent with habits. And what if, as I free myself from the pressure and the stress, I discover, are these goals I'm telling myself I should do really resonant with my soul? Or are they a product of a culture that's crazy, that tells me how my life should look? What kind of goals I should have in place? What kind of habits I should be forming? What if it's possible that I'm not being consistent with any of this? Not because there's something wrong with me, but because there's a life that's meant to unfold for me, that's so much bigger, so much greater than my ego can allow. What if it's my ego consciousness that's pushing me to set goals, pushing me to be consistent with habits? And what if it could be possible that these things take care of themselves as I free myself from the stress and judgment that I've learned to heap on myself? And what if from this freer place, inspired action comes to me with ease? And I find that I take action from enthusiasm and inspiration, rather than all the shoulds and the have-tos and the need-tos that this ego-based culture has heaped on me. That almost sounds too good to be true. But what if I'm meant to find a new way of being? To open up to greater possibilities than I've ever been able to imagine. And what if amazing opportunities, experiences, and people start to come my way every day? And what if my life that's calling me forward unfolds in front of me? And it's better, more exciting, more fun than that ego-based part of me could ever imagine. And take a breath. So something to ponder, because, we can bog ourselves down with the shoulds, the have-tos, the goals. If you really think about that, that's very much part of an ego-based culture that's like, you are what you have, you are what you do, you are the goals you set, you are your accomplishments, you are the success that you have. And who knows what success is? It's different for everybody. So you start to unhook from the pressure and the pushing energy, and all of a sudden, this life that's calling you forward starts to unfold. So, Alicia, thank you so much for the topic, and I hope you all find this helpful, and we'll be back tomorrow on track now with day 9. Bye.